Libra, welcome to your full moon in Cancer reading. Let's get started for Libra, full moon in Cancer. What are the messages for Libra, sun, moon, and rising? This full moon is happening on January the 13th. Let's see what messages we have for Libra. Okay, you got the King of Cups starting the reading with the sun on the bottom of the deck. Okay, this feels like you're sort of in a really good position to emotionally express yourself in a way that feels like you're not reactive, you know, you're responding to things. The Sun card makes me feel like you're reaching sort of a full potential with yourself in how you're expressing your emotions, how you're observing your emotions from the outside, right? Like, are you feeling reactive around certain things? You've got this Seven of Cups in reverse as the challenge with another court card, the King of Pentacles. So I wonder if, you know, you might be bumping energy with someone in your life and you feel like they trigger you. But the interesting thing about triggers is that you're carrying the charge. The person, you know, may be activating that charge, but you can respond instead of react. The charged energy within you suggests that you're carrying that dynamite inside you. And so this Seven of Cups makes me wonder if there is sort of something that you might be emotionally at odds with someone else on, Libra. That's really interesting, where you might be looking at the same thing but seeing something different completely. And it might be something that you're being invited to understand something from within yourself so that you're not so charged. Knight of Wands rising to the top with the Six of Swords. Yeah, there's something you need to sort of understand about yourself rather than, you know, it's so common right now for people to say, well, that triggers me, so I'm staying away from it. But really, what is a trigger except a reaction or a response that has a significant emotional charge to it? And in order to get distance from it, it's like we can't just ignore the individuals that activate that charge. It's almost like it's an opportunity for you to look at why that bomb is already within you. Why is that there? What do I need to get distance from so that I can start moving around a little bit more freely without feeling so triggered and reactive as opposed to responsive? That's really interesting. Let's see what's at the root of the reading here. Yeah, it's you know, for some of you, it's going to be a relationship that you don't feel you can be authentic in. Tower card on the bottom, a relationship that you're feeling doesn't see you. You might have sort of a heart wall developing where in this relationship you just shut down. You don't even express your true feelings because when you do, you don't feel seen, you don't feel heard, and it activates a trigger where, you know, there may be something here that it's interesting. With that Tower and Six of Swords, it's like there may be a certain way of reacting or a certain energy inside that needs to be released, but in a way where you're not emitting that reactive energy. You're addressing something in a way that lets you feel free. You know, it's clearing something out. It's not just avoiding this person, because there'll be another person that ends up reflecting the same thing. Because if it's within you, it's going to get pushed out and then it will come around as someone else. So it almost feels like you're sort of getting some messages for this full moon to say, I've got to look at when I feel triggered, what is this teaching me about myself? As opposed to saying that person really triggers me. It's like you're the one carrying the charge. And it feels like it's going to get reflected at you in another relationship then. Yeah, you've got this Hangman coming out here. The Nine of Cups flipped over as well, where I wonder if, you know, recent past, you did have a realization about something that may have been affecting your overall fulfillment. But, you know, it's like, I wonder if we're projecting that onto someone and saying, well, it's because of them. And I mean, the circumstance, it may look like that on the surface, but Nine of Swords gives me this feeling like, you know, it's within you, Libra. There's something within you that might be feeling like you're sitting on a realization. You haven't trusted yourself to act on it. So this person in your life may continually be activating this knowing that you have that says this isn't filling me up. I don't feel seen. And when I don't feel seen, I explode. I have a bomb inside me. I get triggered, right? Like, and that Six of Swords may be telling us that the root of that isn't this person, but the root may have involved something from a different relationship entirely. Like, it may even go back as far as, did you feel seen as a child? Did you feel seen as a young adolescent or a young adult? Did you feel, you know, like the people that were closest to you honored your self-expression? Or did you always feel like you sort of had to stuff that down? And now, you know, you might be in a situation where someone's activating that, but that's actually to help heal you in the bigger picture. It might not feel like that in the moment, you know, it might not feel like that in the moment at all. Yeah, moving forward, you've got the Wheel of Fortune. There's something here that is trying to shift your inner emotions so that you can express yourself in a more responsive way rather than that reactive, explosive way. And it's interesting. That Seven of Cups tells me that I may know something, but I'm afraid to act on it. Judgment card in reverse with the Hermit. But I bet you have uncovered something within yourself, but you may be convincing yourself that it's going to be too much work, or, you know, well, you know, I've kind of made my bed, I got to sleep in it. That Nine of Swords in reverse, where you may have sort of accepted something that the energy and the cards are saying, no. We've got to move this. We can't just keep stuffing this. Once we know something with the Judgment card, if it's in reverse, it's like we're actively ignoring something that we've already realized. Hermit card as well. You may just be avoiding this person. You may be just hiding out. Five of Pentacles. Yeah, I bet the inner shift here, Five of Pentacles, is, you know, you may be focusing on the losses and setbacks that would come from addressing something, even if it involved a delay or some kind of turning point with this Eight of Wands. It may be that you're focusing on the delays, the setbacks, the hardships, and I just can't help but think that that's fueling some imbalance within that's being reflected outside of you in relationships. You know, Chariot. Your victory is on the other side of this shift. If you can, wow, it really is a relationship for somebody out there. You know, it feels like if you can allow yourself to deactivate that charge by sort of shifting your focus on how you're, you know, addressing things that are within. If you're focused on the idea of loss and setbacks and feeling separate from things, that may be perpetuating this. So with this Lover's card and the Chariot coming out, it feels like the path to your victory, the path to your higher self, the path to moving on may involve addressing the choices we're making in relationships. And, you know, for, you know, depending on the relationship that is really the one that's coming to mind as you're listening to this, if it's resonating, it just feels like you may already know. You may have known for some time, but you're not acting on it. And so the charge is getting more and more volatile. It's getting more and more intense because now you've realized it, and we're still not, we're not showing up differently with ourselves in order to feel aligned in these relationships. Very interesting. Ooh, that fell on the floor. It's the Knight of Swords. You've got a lot of court cards in this reading. You know, the movement of these two knights is interesting. The Knight of Wands at the top of your reading, and now the Knight of Swords. Your mind might be really active and busy, and what really needs to happen is that we need to get our motivation and intentions to shift, because this busy mind is making you feel all kinds of things. The Nine of Swords is back. And again, you know, those inner conversations we're having are the ones that are really creating our outer reality. Our consciousness creates reality. Consciousness pushed out. Something to reflect on here, Libra. Let's see what's the outcome here for Libra. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, there could be something that you may be experiencing sort of a delay, or you know, in some ways you're procrastinating or delaying a new beginning for yourself. There's something within me that feels like there's, you know, the idea that you're sitting with says it's too late. It's too late to do anything about this now. But I can't help but think that it's never too late. That's what we're here for. We're here, as long as we're here, we have an opportunity, you know. Not to discredit the Seven of Cups in reverse. I think fear is really holding you back. A fear of scarcity, of lack, of setbacks, of losses, of feeling alone, of feeling like, you know, I've pushed some people away. But you know, if you don't address what's at the root within, like I said, that energy will show up in another relationship. Everything is us reflected back at us. So if we don't deal with what's going on inside, it'll just keep showing up in a different form. And that Ace of Pentacles makes me think that it's keeping you from something. Three of Swords coming out to clarify and say, yeah, there is likely something that's wounded us that needs to be acted on. We need to actively heal this within ourselves by changing our inner narrative, by changing our perspective, by changing our beliefs. Whatever you believe to be true, whatever assumption you hold to be true, it will harden into fact. And so it may be that we need further reflection with that Hermit card, and maybe some time on our own to really understand, what is this experience teaching me about me, not the other person. Yeah, it's not about the other person. It's about how you're feeling. Right? I love that you've got as I shuffle, you've got deep knowing on the bottom of the deck. I can't help but think that if this is resonating for you, you do know. You've already reflected on this. Soulmate. Someone in your life is a reflection right now, and they're trying to teach you something about yourself. It may not appear like that on the surface, but you know, when we really drill down, we see the Chaos and Conflict card, where there's a zebra here that's been wearing giraffe skin. You may not have really been showing up authentically in this relationship. And that may be because of a past wound that was keeping you protective of that sacred inner self, because you've been injured, you've been wounded by when you did express it. At some point, someone may have said something that stuck, and now we're interpreting things through that lens, and it's creating fear. And you know, it really seems like it's showing up for you in the context of your relationships. You've got this Poised card coming out, where it's in reverse, saying that there is something I need to act on. I need to take these steps on it. And you've got Observer again on the, or it was Deep Knowing earlier, now it's Observer, just like the Hermit card. It's like, I need to look at this and see, what is this experience that I'm having in relationships with others, trying to teach me about myself, and where I'm not being authentic because of something that's holding me back in terms of this wounding. For Libra, the Moonology cards confirm it as well. Look at that. You got time for healing and work through your fears. It may be feeling like this person is the culprit, but trust me, it's not. They are a mirror to something that already lives inside you. Emotions are running high. I remember hearing someone say something that really sat with me, or stuck to me once, where they said, you know, if you squeeze an orange, what are you going to get? Orange juice. Okay, that seems pretty obvious. So if I squeeze you and I trigger you and rage comes out, that rage was already in you. They didn't put that rage in you, just like we didn't put the juice in the orange. The juice was already in the orange. Just by squeezing it, I was able to release that juice. So if you're being triggered, the bomb is within you, Libra. it's just being reflected at you in a relationship. And, you know, we saw the Lovers and we're seeing soulmates. I can't help but think that this is a significant relationship. This is someone who's really close to you. So this isn't like someone you see, well, it might be for some of you, it might be someone you see from time to time, but I can't help but think that this message is really hitting home for someone who's got someone in their home or someone in their, like, their circle of close people, that this is really shining a light here. So have a look at what it's teaching you about yourself. And remember, the orange juice is in the orange. It doesn't get put in by someone else. It's just that someone else is squeezing that orange and it comes out. Interesting. I hope that analogy makes sense. Anyway, my friends, thank you. This is the message I have for you for the full moon in Cancer. I hope it's been helpful, and I'll see you again very soon for another reading. Take care, my friends.